Welcome back everyone. Today's cryptocurrency is Ethereum Classic, otherwise known as ETC. If you want me to review your cryptocurrency, leave a comment down below. Big shout out to Joe Mike, who has requested today's cryptocurrency. So again, if you want me to review your cryptocurrency, leave a comment down section below. I'll do a free analysis for you, an honest one as well. I'm not just pumping every single coin to the moon. It is hard to find good cryptocurrencies, but everything is moving in the upwards direction at the moment. So we are seeing a lot of good altcoins look really, really good. And Ethereum Classic is actually one of the more better ones that I've seen recently. So we'll compare Ethereum Classic to USD, we'll compare Ethereum Classic to other Ethereum, and we'll compare Ethereum Classic to Bitcoin to see how strong it is by comparing it to those two other juggernauts. Let's get started with Ethereum against this USD value. So if we have a look here, we can see that here is my 50% tool that I love and use a lot. Big shout out to Michael and Jason Pizzino's channel, who talk about this tool a lot, and I found it very, very helpful in my own analysis. So this 50%, this midterm 50%, it comes in at $43.26, and you can see right here on Ethereum that it is found support pretty much perfectly on it, which is fantastic to see. So you can see two tests there, and if we look on the left side, you can actually see clean cut right through the 50% there on the 4th of December, which is really not what you want to see, but that was on the 4th of December. Managed to poke its head above it, but it's been able to find support, which is the really, really important thing. I'll show you the Ethereum and Bitcoin chart when I show you Ethereum Classic compared to it, but you'll see sometimes they'll fall below the 50%. So they'll actually go down and find resistance at the 50% again. But Ethereum Classic has been able to find some good support on it, ready for the next run, which is good. Let's have a look at volume. We can see, look at this. Selling happened, and this is how you know that things were due to start changing soon. There was no more selling to be done. Everyone was holding onto their cryptos. All the whales bought, all the fearful people sold, and you can see basically almost a full 2 weeks-ish since about the 4th of March, there was basically no more selling. Very, very, very low volume. You get a massive increase in volume, a massive push here on the 20th of March. Closes relatively good on the bar, closes again with high volume with very, very narrow spread, which means that the people who are buying and selling basically drew out, but the bulls ended up winning, or the people who wanted the price to go up ended up winning. And then you have increased volume again the next day, and then you have your test, which is a bit of a take-home profit. You get another test before we go up, and now you're starting to see volume again, a big day, which means this is the big test, the 25th of March. If you look at the 25th of March, you can see how big the volume bar is, but the spreads are still very, very narrow. If you look at the top, it's only down 0.76% for the day with very, very high volume. You can see the white line is the average volume. It almost basically doubled it. So very, very high volume. It got picked up immediately at the bottom. So you can see this bottom part here of the bar got all bought back up and still closed relatively high on the bar, which means that they want prices to continue going up. We have 2 down days here. We've still got another 14 hours left of the day, but we can already see that there's not much selling happening still. So they're anticipating higher prices, which is really what you want to be able to see in your crypto. In terms of price predictions, well, let's start off with where I don't want Ethereum Classic to go. When I look at a chart, you want to see where the resistance and where the support is at. Obviously, the more support barriers it breaks through, the weaker. The more resistance barriers it breaks through, the stronger. So we have to make our barriers and set our parameters as such so we can see where the crypto lies. And these coincide with our price predictions. So I do still think that Ethereum Classic is going to go up, but we don't know because a flash crash can happen at any moment, especially in cryptocurrency land. The red horizontal line is $37.44. For me personally, I would not want it to see it go down that low. This really coincides with a lot of distribution happening there, and then the clean cut right past it, showing that there is significant demand for Ethereum Classic to go up. So this is the red line. This is where I would draw it around some old resistance areas as well. White areas, these are the white horizontal lines. These are my price predictions. So I'll stretch it out so you can see a little bit more. Any area that has significant support and resistance areas are areas that on the way up, I want to see a breakthrough. So that would come in at $53.79. The 1 mark, of course, at $65.31. That coincides with high volume days on early November, 9th of November. Next area after that, I would anticipate it to go to is $77.76. And then if we keep going up, after we clear the $77.76, the next mark is actually $109.81, which would coincide with the next part, which would be $145, and then the all-time high at $179 that I can see on this chart. So you can see those are my price predictions there in terms of its USD value, but let's compare Ethereum Classic to its Ethereum value and compare it to Bitcoin value to see how strong it is. So here we have Ethereum Classic. Again, I compare all of these coins to Ethereum. I ping them all to Ethereum value, so you can see Ethereum across the board, 0. And I do this to see how strong a crypto is. If a crypto is majorly red, it means I can just hold Ethereum, get better returns, reduce my risk. If it's green against Ethereum, it means it's outperforming Ethereum. So let's have a look at ETC, Ethereum Classic, ranked number 29. And you can see 24 hours down 3.34%. 27 days outperforming Ethereum by 22%. 1 month outperforming Ethereum by 45%. 3 months 60%, 6 month underperforming Ethereum by 8%, year to date outperforming Ethereum by 60%, and 1 year outperforming Ethereum by 112%. Does this mean you should own Ethereum Classic over Ethereum? Potentially, but it's had a very good run the last couple of days, so these numbers can sometimes be a little bit inflated. But you can see already just initially how good it looks against Ethereum already, with the short term looking very sharp and only down in the last 24 hours by 3%, which is negligible. Now let's have a look at Ethereum Classic against Ethereum here. That's the chart I've got up, and we can see long term that it actually got beat pretty hard by Ethereum. And this is why I say sometimes it's better to look at a chart, not just Coin Codex. Coin Codex is like the original or the first way to really filter out your results and see what's strong. But you can see there's a pretty heavy downtrend to Ethereum, but we can already see short-term 50% mark being rejected. And this is why it's good to compare your cryptos to Ethereum and Bitcoin. So heavy rejection, perfect rejection at the 50% at 0.01663 of an Ethereum. And you can see that we're going to probably have another run before we break it. I do expect us to break it eventually because these volume bars are really, really big. It looks like it just really wants to crash it and hit it and get on top of Ethereum in terms of its Ethereum value. But this is the medium 50%. If I really want to see how strong it is, then I'll go from the major high to the major low, and that would be the area that I'd be looking at, this one here, for it to really show early signs and looking promising. But I really want to see it go over the 50% target for it to look really strong against Ethereum value. Not that it doesn't look stronger already, because it does. Now let's compare Ethereum Classic to Bitcoin. Here's my wedge that I drew, and you can see, look at this. This is just a huge couple days here, going from the 19th of March and just roaring against this Bitcoin value. So we know that Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin, and that's why you're seeing on the Bitcoin chart it's a little bit below its 50%, but we're hoping for it to find some sort of support in this yellow horizontal area here. If we can do that, then we have some brighter days ahead of us coming soon. So in summary, my thoughts on Ethereum Classic is that short term it's looking very good, medium term it's looking very good. It's had a massive run up. Doesn't seem like anyone's selling Ethereum Classic, surprisingly. So it's looking like a very, very good short term buy, possibly medium term, possibly even long term. But with long term, we have to let the days come and the weeks come and let the chart show us what we need to see. It may seem like I'm just kind of covering all my bases here, but when it comes to chart reading, you need the information and the data to show up. I can't predict what the price is going to be 6 months from now, 1 year from now, because I don't have that data in front of me. But short term I do, and it looks really good. Medium term, a little bit more sketchy, but it does look pretty good medium term as well. But we need these 50% marks to hold ground at the moment. If we can do that, I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum Classic. I don't know who's owning it, because Ethereum just seems like that's the project and where it's at. But that's just my little rant for today. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, give me a like, give me a subscribe. And until then, leave your comment down below for your cryptocurrency that you want me to review. I've got a nice bit of a list happening at the moment, but I want to keep it growing. So give me your cryptocurrencies to review. But until then, everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.